Hi, this is Dr. Jimmy once again. I'm here to talk a few words, hopefully just a few, about this whole thing that we're in right now, and it's YouTube videos like this one discussing Halloween Horror Nights. That is the whole Halloween Horror Nights YouTube fan community, which a phenomenon that I have somehow become a part of. I say that because, of course, when I first opened a YouTube account, it was so I could watch funny videos and all of that, you know, and waste time watching videos on YouTube. I had no idea that I was going to be posting my own videos, and even when I started to, I was like just a bit of a goof, and, you know, talk about my cat, talk about, you know, how to make a proper cocktail, whatever the stuff I used to do. You know, talking about Halloween Horror Nights in depth, I didn't really expect to do that at all. But I noticed suddenly that whenever I did talk about Halloween Horror Nights, those videos were extremely popular and got far more hits and views than the others. You know, the one about well, Roberto was being attacked by chainsaws in Hollywood that night, which actually was posted from my phone at the time on Halloween night. That one got many more hits than any other video I ever got. And then when speculation started earlier this year, and I, you know, just goofingly posted, "All secrets of HHN 20 revealed," ooh, with my crystal ball and all the predictions and all of that, that video turned out to be enormously popular. In fact, it's got over 1,000 hits, more than any other I have that I've ever put up. So clearly, this is something people wanted to see. So I started posting more about HHN, and thus I'm a part of this whole thing now. Well, and whenever I don't put up a video for any length of time, I start getting messages. When am I going to see the next video? And, you know, I really like your videos. Put up a new, you know, all of this sort of thing. And it's like, okay, I understand you want that, but they all want me to do updates, and they want me to do speculation. And, you know, that's all well and good, but I'm not the most efficient way to get this information to you. Let me just give you a few clues, or hints, or whatever you want to call it. If you want to get your information quickly about what's happening at Halloween Horror Nights, there's a couple of things you need to be aware of. First, if you aren't already aware of it, there's a wonderful site called horrornights.be, put up by a guy named Nick C., who used to run the forums on the Vault, by the way. This guy put up it's a wonderful website. First of all, you need to see the website anyway, because it has archived almost every single Halloween Horror Nights website from Universal, going all the way back to like 2002. I think it's missing 03, but all the others are there. You can go back and explore those if you want to get a good idea of what happened back in those years. But also, excuse me, he put up this really neat device called the Update Tracker. So when the current Halloween Horror Nights website gets an update, this device will read the site, how many kilobytes or megabytes or whatever, I'm not a tech guy, but whatever it is, it'll read if there's an uptake, you know, a significant amount of new information on the site, it'll see that, and it'll put update and tell you not only what the update is, but where the update is, and there'll be a link so you can click directly to that update and see what it is. He's also done one for Legendary Truth, and there's a link back and forth between the two update trackers, so you can only have to bookmark one of those, and just one click, and you can tell right away if there's new information. Then you can go and find out what it is without having to go through the whole website to see if anything has changed. This is a wonderful thing. If you haven't done so, by all means do this. It's a really important tool for finding out stuff quickly. Another thing, the very second any information is released about Halloween Horror Nights, whether it is real information or a rumor, or somebody snuck it into pictures or anything like that, it's going to be all over the internet, okay? So there are all sorts of places you can go. There are all sorts of fan forums. And if you are watching YouTube videos about Halloween Horror Nights and you're not a member of a fan forum, what are you doing? This is where you can get the real information quickly. And I can recommend several of them. First of all, I'll list several of them. I'm not going to recommend one over the other because, after all, that would be, you know, I'm not going to take sides or anything. Say one is great, one's terrible. I'm just going to tell you what they are, as far as I know. First of all, there is, of course, a long time we had the Vault for years, and it's now apparently gone. but we have Horror Night Nightmares. Okay, this is probably the biggest one out right now. It's where most of the people went after the vault went down. It existed before that. I was a member of Horror Night Nightmares before the vault went down, but its membership has boomed tremendously ever since the vault went down, and you'll find most of the people that were on the vault are there, and they will speculate and analyze and take apart any bit of new information that comes along, and you'll find all sorts of interesting stuff there. That's where one place you really do need to go, is that one. In addition to that, there is the venerable Chainsaw Wolf. This is the oldest current living Halloween Horror Nights fan site, I believe, on the internet. I think it pre-existed the vault, okay? It's still around, and it's classic, and it's good. I'm not a member, but it's good. So that's another one. Another one is Orlando United. This is actually a much larger theme park-oriented Central Florida theme park website, but it has a section on Halloween Horror Nights, which is also a very good place for this sort of thing. So all those are one. I'm not a member of that either. Another one I am a member of is HHNRumors.com, which started out as a site that gave out all the rumors, any new information and rumors, but they started a forum at the end of last month, and their forum is quite good, and it's a little more light-hearted and not as not more restricted and heavily moderated as HNN, and in that way it resembles the vault a little bit more in some ways. So you have the balance between chaos and order and yin and yang like you used to when you had the vault and HHN to go back and forth, and so I go back and forth between those two sites all the time. It also has an ongoing chat which you can do while you're looking at the forums at the same time. They've set that up in a way, so that's kind of interesting as well. So that's a good site to also get a lot of information from. Then there are some other sites that are also available now. There's a site called HHN Space. Now, I don't really want to get into any negative things. This site has some controversy, and I'm not going to go into the controversy, and I'm not going to cast aspersions on anybody or anyone, but to be fair to anyone who might want to go to that site, and I'm sure that there are some people who, there are probably many people for whom that is the ideal site for them, because everybody's different. And Horror Night Nightmares or Rumors or Chainsaw Wolf or whatever others may not be suitable for you, and Space may just be what you need because you're the sort of person who belongs there. So in that case, go to that site if you're that type of person. But I want to give you some fair heads up. This is the latest version of HHN Space online. And HHN Space itself is also the latest version of a site that's had many names for many, many years. And I say this because it is not the most stable place. It goes down a lot. It fails a lot. Many times the site has gone down completely. And as a result, we don't know if the site is going to be there tomorrow. It's that simple. Okay? It disappears and comes back. It disappears and comes back over and over again. That's just a fact. But they do sometimes have very good information. Sometimes they get a coup that no one else has. How they get that information, again, controversy I'm not touching. So I'm going to get past that. There's also another forum. It's a very small forum, only about 20-something members, called HHN ATM, that was started. A group of friends got together, decided to put their own forum. There's been some controversy there too, but whatever problems they had, I joined that forum recently for the express purpose of steering it in the right direction. And if there are any problems that used to be there, I'm going to do my best to make sure those problems do not arise again. So that site is there as well. So there's all these sites are available, and you can get all sorts of information immediately. Also, of course, there are many people who post on YouTube all the time, and they put out information very quickly. Much more quickly than I can, because it takes me a couple hours to get one of these done and put up on the site. To get it up on YouTube. It takes me a while. By the time I get my video up on YouTube, the information is old already. So I don't think it's efficient for me to be the one to come to for speculation and for updates. Although if you really want a detailed analysis of information that's been out for a while, I might do something like that. No, actually I was thinking of starting a series on Halloween Horror Nights history, because I'm old. I'm an old fart. And I've been here, I've been going to Halloween Horror Nights since 1991. And because of that, I don't have to talk about history by researching it. I lived it. So I can tell you my experience and my knowledge of that, and I can do this, and I think I'll start that probably sometime next week. But before then, one more thing about this whole phenomenon of YouTube posters. If you, I do not, I don't want us to, go ahead and post anything you want about it and spec it and update on YouTube all you want and go for it, good for you. One thing though, don't use a user ID that's HHN fill in the blank, because there are billions of them. There's HHN guy, HHN bro, HHN dude, HHN addict, HHN queen and sodomite and hero, and everybody else is HHN something. So use a more original name, otherwise you're going to get lost. I mean, we're going to have HHN retard and HHN boner and God knows what after this. Okay? All right, that's it. I hope I haven't exceeded my time limit.